Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good evening. Such a beautiful, beautiful evening. And it is kind of the middle of the night, so it's quiet. And this video could be good for you to fall asleep. And the scenery is quite close to my neighborhood. 5 minutes drive, something, in my neighboring town. And the other day, I had some time. It was my Thanksgiving break period. And I had some time, and I decided to just walk around to get some fresh air and listen to audiobook and have a walk. So I went to this place. It's such a beautiful, beautiful and fresh air. It feels very good. So I want to take this opportunity to do a voiceover and do a blah 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 on motivation. Let me read the comment. So the comment goes like this: thank you so much for all your insightful and interesting videos. They are truly the best. Oh, you are too kind. I am always inspired by your videos and blah blah blahs. I was wondering if you could do a video on motivation and how to balance your workload. It would be so helpful to me. I am a university student studying for my final exams, and I'm struggling to balance my workload and still trying to make time for my hobby and interest and things. Your advice would help me a lot. Thank you, thank you. So this is about motivation, but I feel this is more about procrastination and feel not motivated to do to finish the things that you need to do. And I am an expert on procrastination, and I think through my life, because I always procrastinate and I always delay, I push everything to the last minute, and it was stressful, but I start to learn to accept the consequence. I start to learn to accept the shame. And other people prepare things better and do a better job because they prepared, because they put their heart and soul into the job. And I didn't do that. And I deserve to be shamed. And I deserve to not to feel good. You cannot get everything in the world. You have good time and you finish everything. You must be Wonder Woman or Superman. We are ordinary people. We live our life. And everyday life is to be enjoyed. Yesterday I mentioned we have seen people suddenly pass away. Again, I will repeat. Important things we say 3 times. We don't know who will come first, tomorrow or the end of your life. So live today to the fullest and do it right. Thinking about, talking about hobbies and motivations. I think solving problem is internally and innately, and it's just very genuinely and sincerely, powerfully interesting, actually. We are afraid of solving problems. We are afraid of problems. Sometimes we are intimidated. We are scared off by the difficulties. The truth is, if we put our heart and soul, we can do great things. We can do things that with our coward mind could not imagine. If we use our courageous superhero mindset, we can solve the problem. But because we put ourselves into the shoes of a coward, then we could not imagine that we can solve. The truth is that our ability might be better than we thought what we are. So, take the challenge and solve the problem. Every time when you put your heart and soul into something, it can be fun because it's solving problem. And solving problem is fun, is genuinely fun, interesting. So if I say something, I would say just put your heart and soul into it. You have problem, for example, you are preparing for your final exam. There must be questions, problems you cannot solve. There is internet, there is YouTube. There are so many videos. There are so many silly people like Haiying, like myself, putting up math video, putting up physics video, putting up geometry, trigonometry, physics, chemistry, putting up. People who does not have like us, the 笨蛋 people, we are just there are a lot of people just do these things for the better of the world and for the joy of doing something feel good. There are a lot of these videos. There are a lot of these discussions and writings. You can search and find the problem and find the solution. And there are websites that can help you to do homework. I do not mean to write a homework. There are websites that you can ask questions and then there are people answer. I do answer on Quora, and I do answers people asking me questions through email, through YouTube comments. I do this, and there are many other people doing this. So whenever there is a problem, sit down, give yourself the time, and then tell yourself, today is the day I am going to do it. And you put your heart and soul into it. and you will find a solution. And every time when you solve something, when you struggle long time and finally solve something, the joy is above and beyond. You know it. If you are a student, you know it. Student everyday life is boring. Classroom life is boring, is tedious. It's very, 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 very hard. I admire students. I admire every single one of my students. I admire every single student in the whole wide world. They have the ability to sit in the classroom and listen to someone. Well, some good teacher, you are lucky, but majority, it's not that lucky. It's not that interesting, and you have to suffer it. And it's a hard job. It's a hard thing. I remember when I graduated from university, I think high school. When I graduated from high school, I was so full of it. I was so stuffed with examination, with learnings, and I just so do not want to go to school again. I said, I'm done with it, and I will never come back to school. And then I went to university, and that was everyone does it. And when I finished the university, I thought I will never go back to school. I just too much. It's not fun. And I congratulate you. I admire you for having the courage to go to school and listen to the teacher and learn new things. Well, when the schools are different, maybe you can also make your school life, make your university life interesting. But anyway, put your heart and soul into it. Whenever there is a problem, there is something, do it. Because if you do not solve it, you cannot do other things with your heart and soul. Anything when you do half, it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. I go to swim, I swim as hard as I can. If I dance as hard as I can. Because if you dance halfway, use a little bit swing, it's not fun. And for me, everything I put myself completely in, it is fun. It is interesting. It is motivating. The fact that you put your heart and soul into doing something itself is motivating. Your positive energy, your determination, your good spirit itself is contagious and motivating. And use your inner source, and that is the power within you, and you can use it. When you use it to the full advantage, you conquer. You conquer. You win. So, one thing, do not take your job, your duty as an annoyance, as something you hate, something you dislike. Learn to love the things you have to do. Learn to embrace the things you dislike. Change your mindset. If your math problem, you do your math problem 20 out of 20 wrong. The next time you do 1 out of 20, you do 19 out of 20 wrong, you will feel much better. You get 1 right. Slowly, gradually, you can improve yourself. And seeing the progression is motivating. So, my thought is, if you need to do, just do it. There's no other way. There is no trick. Just do it. Push your other things behind. Prioritize your life. You know, I didn't do painting for a long time because I have a big project, and it just naturally, I cannot do painting because my mind is totally preoccupied with this big job, with this big project. And I hate myself. I dislike myself because I didn't do painting, I didn't do art, because I didn't have time. And actually, it is kind of an excuse. How do I say it? You want to do hobby, you want to do other things, but in the heat of exam, in the thick of things, you just cannot do those things. Your brain is not there, and your spirit is not in the hobby. Even if you try to do hobby, it's half-minded. You cannot do it well. Well, maybe that's different. Your hobby does not require so much focus and concentration. From time to time, I do a little bit of drawing and painting. Do something not serious. If you are between a university exam and a career hobby, you go to esports Olympic tournament. No, that's two big things. Confronting each other and too much confrontation. Do something, prioritize it, and the next thing, your hobby or your life, make it less demanding. If you are an oil painter and you have a whole wall-size canvas, don't do it. Do on a piece of paper. If you are a pretty person and good looking, and your hobbies is fashion runway and walk beautifully, makeup and these things, just do some simple makeup, no makeup look makeup, and change a new pretty clothes, and go to the streets to buy flour, to buy food, and go to burger shop or something, but not seriously go to a fashion show. And do I make any sense? If your hobby is music, do not plan to play in a band this period, but practice at home. That does not require too much of devotion and dedication. Because you want to fix one thing, do one thing at a time, and finish it. But the truth is, actually, in our life, there is never a finish. There is never a finish. Today, we say, okay, when I finish this, I will be done, I will be good. But it never finishes. You finish one thing, the next thing comes immediately. And today I was thinking, well, I am done with a big project. Let me relax. But I could not. You know, if I relax, then things will not turn out to be right. Still, it requires attention, requires a lot of focus. So, prioritize your life. One thing. And also, if life is only about examination, I doubt this life is worth living. Even if it brings a good career in the future, even if it brings a good salary in the future, today is a day. Today is just as important as any other day. Live today to the fullest. Live today right and give no regret. So, prioritize life. Do something on the side. I have my big project, but I have never stopped making video because it is something that makes me happy, that makes me feel the meaning of my life. If our life does not have something that makes us happy, the life is not worthy. Why do we live our life? Today is as important as tomorrow. Now is what we are living. I think I will stop here. I doubt if you are still with me at this time. You must be fall asleep. What beautiful trees. Even if there is no sunshine, it is still pretty to go outside. Do not be influenced, be dominated by the situation, by the outside environment and condition. You are the dominator. You are the absolute dominating force to dominate. things surrounding you. And you will not be dominated. You decide. Let me just end up here. I wish you happy, 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 be every day. I love you. I really do. 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 Just do it. Do it. Do.